Welcome to Low Key PD. In this video, we're going to explore some of the behind the scenes settings that you can set in Google Drawings. So if I go to the File menu and I click on Details, a little window will pop up and it gives me certain details about the document itself. It's not really anything I can do, but it tells me about this document. It's in the Google Drawings folder. It's owned by me. The last time it was modified was 3:29 p.m. by me, and it was created on March 9, 2003. Not a lot you can do with that, but it does tell you about the document you're working with. You can also scroll down to Language, and if you click on Language and you scroll over to this little triangle menu here, a window pops up and you can select a bunch of different languages. And what this is going to do, it's not going to translate text in your Google Drawing. That's not what it does. What you're doing when you set the language through the File menu is you're basically telling Google Drawings, what language should you assume I'm trying to write in? All right, so if I tell it Spanish is the language, the different things that it's going to do, assuming I intend to be writing in Spanish. So I have this file box up here, text box up here. Mis abuelos están esperando para el tren. My grandparents are waiting for the train. But notice that I get a little red line under están and a little red line under esperando. Because those are actually misspelled if we assume that it's supposed to be in Spanish. So how can I check that? Well, if I highlight this, the están, and I go to Tools, and I go to Spelling, I can do spell check, and then I get a normal spell check window that opens up. So Esperando, do I want to change that? Or Esperando, do I want to change that to Esperando? And it's giving me that suggestion because I've already told it, assume that I'm going to be typing in Spanish. Notice it's not coming up with some crazy English word here that it thinks maybe I meant. It knows I mean to write it in Spanish, so I can spell check and do all the grammar check and stuff like that correctly in the correct language. All right, and then están. Oh, you don't have an accent above your A. Would you like to change it so that it does? Sure. All right, and so because I've changed the language setting, right, things like grammar check and spell check will now assume the language that I told it to assume, and that will be helpful if you're doing Google Drawings and adding text in a different language.